Hello everybody, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. I will post-warn you before this video starts, this video may be controversial and I may get some hate in the comment sections, so I just want to say, sorry if I'm offending you, but I'm just stating the truth. So, in this video, I wanted to make a video on freedom of speech and talk about scenarios of people who were attacked, and how freedom of speech is under attack and how people were basically censored, or for just stating their thoughts, stating their opinions, or just saying something. Maybe if it was stupid, but just saying stuff. I will have some Halloween movie reviews for you soon too, some horror movie reviews, but just wanted to make this little video because we're going down a rough road. So freedom of speech, for all of our United States viewers, it's the First Amendment right. Freedom of speech is, it's not just saying what you want to say. Oh, you can go and post on Facebook what you want to post, or post on YouTube what you want to post, or say what you want to say when you want to say it. It's not just that, it's also the way you have your hair cut, the way you have your hair colored, what clothes you wear. That all ties into freedom of speech. If you put a political sign outside your house, if you decorate your house for Christmas or Halloween, these things all tie into freedom of speech. And over the past 5 years, particularly the past 3 years, it's gotten pretty bad, but the past 5 years, freedom of speech has been under bad attack. From 2020, more so 2021, now to 2025, freedom of speech has just been under attack, and it's terrible. I'm going to give you some examples of how freedom of speech is being under attack, because I know people are going to be, oh, that's bullshit, we still have freedom of speech. Yes, we do still have freedom of speech, but here are some examples that freedom of speech has been under attack. Now, these 4 celebrities here, Joe Rogan, Roseanne Barr, Alex Jones, and Jimmy Kimmel, were all 3 attacked by freedom of speech, people who do not believe in freedom of speech. Now, all 3 of them were on one side of it. Well, one was kind of on the both, and then 2 were on one side of it, and then 1 was on the totally opposite side of it. But it's starting with Joe Rogan. We'll go with him, since he was the first one to deal with all this. Joe Rogan, and in 2021, he said that he did not believe the COVID vaccines worked and helped people. He just stated his opinion. That's all he stated. Sure, most people disagree with him. I strongly disagree with him myself, because I got 3 shots. They helped me a lot. But he stated that he would not get his kids vaccinated, and he's not taking the shots because he doesn't believe that they're going to work. And, yes, that's a conspiracy theory. They do work. It's not technically a conspiracy theory, but it was just his opinion. Well, Joe Rogan faced tons of heat, people sending him tons of nasty tweets, mailing him nasty letters. People were writing YouTube and Spotify saying to ban his accounts, and Twitter as well. All 3 social media platforms banned Joe Rogan's account simply because he just stated his opinion. He stated his thoughts on something. That's not freedom of speech. Now, luckily for Joe Rogan and for freedom of speech, Joe Rogan did survive that. He did not get banned off any social medias, and his podcast is still going strong. Go subscribe to Joe Rogan. His podcast is still going strong. But he nearly lost everything because I'll make a video on the woke mob, but freedom of speech, because people disagreed with what he was saying, simply because he was just saying what he believed in, what he thought, and what he believed in, and what he wanted to say. Frankly, he was attacked, but luckily he survived. He survived that, so all you freedom of speech haters, that's a big F you in the face. Now, unfortunately, the next person I'm going to talk about did not really survive. She did and she didn't. Roseanne Barr. Now, Roseanne Barr said something extremely controversial. She said that somebody looked like a monkey, and apparently the person was a quarter black, and, yes, that was really effed up. Roseanne should not have said that. But, by the way, let me just clarify this. I'll make an entire video on this, but Roseanne Barr is not a racist. I could literally name 75 reasons right now on how she's not a racist and how she's actually helped the African American community out tremendously, but that's not what this video is going to be about. But she said something stupid, and then she apologized to the person after, and she admitted that she shouldn't have said it, that it was a joke, and it was a joke. Now, she ended up losing her TV show. Now this show sucks, The Connors, but the Roseanne show, they had just brought it back. It had been off for like 15 seasons or so, or 17 seasons, and they did bring it back. It sucks now without her. She does have her podcast and her YouTube channel. They're still going strong, but, it's just a shame that freedom of speech, just because people disagreed with what she said, she was banned. Now, I don't condone what she said at all. I think it was horrible. It was I'm not saying it was directly racist what she said, but she should not have said it. You don't say that. You don't say anybody looks like a monkey. That's just effed up, especially if you say it about an African American person. But I don't believe she's a racist. I think she was just made a bad joke, trying to get attention, and made a bad joke, and I think she definitely does really regret it. And I don't condone it. I strongly disagree with her saying it. I think it was terrible that she said it. But she still should not have lost her show and been banned from Facebook for saying it. She just shouldn't have been. And now next on my list, this is the one that I strongly disagree with what he said out of probably all of it, is Alex Jones. Now, Alex Jones was canceled and wasn't canceled. He was banned off most social media platforms except YouTube, which is weird that he still has YouTube. But Alex Jones, the conspiracy theorist, he said a lot of crazy stuff over the years, a lot of crazy stuff. Well, the whole Sandy Hook thing, he said the Sandy Hook shootings didn't happen, or it was over-exaggerated. He said both, and he got sued. Now, don't get me wrong, you do have the right to sue for defamation of character if he did put them families at harm. But he was attacked brutally. Now listen, before I say this, I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for this. I do not condone what Alex Jones said about Sandy Hook, or about most of the shit he says. I do like some of the conspiracy theories he questions, but, about most of the stuff he says, I do not condone it, especially the Sandy Hook. I 110 trillion% do not condone it. I think he's a horrible person for saying that. The fact that you could make money off lying about children that got killed and brutally injured, or, I just think that's horrible. But let's face it, people, I know I'm going to face a lot of heat for this, but he had the right to say it. Now, if people beat the shit out of him because of it, that's sort of, you have the right to say something, gets reacted to. Oh, but, he still had the right to say it. It should not have been banned from social media just for stating something false. Yes, it was totally false, but you know what you do? You go in the comment section, you say, this is not true, this is 155 trillion% false, this is negative 5 billion false, this is not true, do not believe this is 100% false. The social media platforms could fact check him, but no. Now the defamation, I'm not talking about that, I'm talking about him getting banned from social media. He should not have been. Yes, I strongly disagree with it. Yes, most people would strongly disagree with it and think it's horrible that he said it, but he still had the right to say it. Unfortunately, it's effed up that he said it, and he should have said it, but he still had the right to say it. Now, finally on the list is we have Jimmy Kimmel. Now, Jimmy Kimmel is the most recent out of all this. This just happened about 2 weeks ago. Jimmy Kimmel said two things. He said that Donald Trump mourning Charlie Kirk was like a goldfish, a person mourning their goldfish pet. And then he said also that the right killed Charlie Kirk, it wasn't the left. And yes, he shouldn't have said it. Yes, like I said in my other video that I'm going to be uploading soon, I think it's really effed up that he said it, and he shouldn't have said it, but he had the right to say it. He shouldn't lose his TV show and be banned off all social media platforms just because he said it. Now, he's back on the air. He did survive this, just like Joe Rogan did. Now, if you look at this, Joe Rogan and Roseanne Barr, they got attacked by the left. It was mainly the left that attacked them for what they said. Alex Jones got attacked by both sides, mainly the left, though. Jimmy Kimmel, though, is a totally different story. He got attacked by the right, the ultra-conservative, and it just shows that both sides in our government, and whether it be Democrats or Republicans, are both willing to attack freedom of speech. It just shows that. Now, luckily, Jimmy Kimmel did survive, and in a way, all four of these people did survive their attacks. Now, these next two people I'm going to talk about, unfortunately, did not survive their attacks. Now, this next girl I'm going to talk about, such a sad story. She was only 23 years old. August Ames, she committed suicide in 2017. If you don't remember August Ames, she was a social media influencer, but she was mainly known, she was an adult film star. She was a porn star, and she modeled for Playboy and a bunch of other model companies, but she was mainly known for being a porn star. She was huge in the 2015, 2016, 2017 era. She made millions and all that, but she was 23 years old, and in October, I believe it was, she made this comment on Twitter. You guys are welcome to read it, stating that they had a gay performer or student with her, and I think she caught some kind of STD because of it. She didn't feel comfortable with it. I don't know the exact story behind it, but she posted it on December 3rd. I apologize. Well, this was reposted, I guess, and she got a lot of heat for it. She was attacked for weeks on end, and by people just harassing her. They were mailing her letters, they were sending her nasty messages on social media, and she ended up getting fired and all her contracts dismissed by all companies she was working for, and she was initially censored, and unfortunately, on December 7th, she ended up committing suicide in 2017 due to depression of being harassed and bullied, and also, losing her contracts and stuff, simply because she just said that she doesn't like that they had her shooting with a gay singer. That didn't mean that she was a homophobic, or she was anti-gay, or she didn't like gay people. It did not mean that at all. In fact, she did lesbian scenes and all that. So she was not against the LGBT community. But this was partially the woke mob, and I'll make a video on this too, the woke mob. I made a video on this before in the past. You can go check it out on my channel. But she was attacked simply because she stated her opinion on something, because that she disagreed with it. And then she got bullied so bad that she got so depressed that she committed suicide. And it's just such a shame. August Ames, she was beautiful. Rest in peace, August Ames. Rest in peace. I'm so sorry that these horrible censorship woke mob attacked you. And finally, someone who else did not get to have their life lived long was Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk would just say things that people disagree with. Yeah, there were people that disagree with him. You know, oh, he'd say things that, was not popular amongst some people. It was hugely popular amongst some people, and then hugely dispopular amongst others. But 2 weeks ago, actually 3 weeks ago, he got shot in the neck and was killed. Oh, by I don't know who, but by someone who most likely disagreed with him. And it's just terrible. We have Charlie Kirk and August Ames, who lost their lives because freedom of speech was under attack, because people didn't agree with what they said. You had these 4 people, Joe Rogan and Jimmy Kimmel, get attacked because people didn't agree with what they said. You had Alex Jones and Roseanne Barr get banned from social media and things, and Roseanne Barr lose her TV show because people didn't agree with what they said. People, let me just say something. Freedom of speech is your First Amendment right. Now, my last thing I'm going to talk about is someone else who got censored by freedom of speech. Yours truly. Yep, me, Brian Gary, Hawaiian Shirt Brian on YouTube. I got attacked by freedom of speech. In fact, I'd have a lot more subscribers right now if my channel would not have gotten attacked. So, back in April of 2024, my channel got banned. Now, I fought it for a year, and luckily I got it back up, and I'm so happy that I managed to get my channel back up, but my channel got banned because they said there was a video that had nudity in it, and the video did not have nudity in it. I was doing a review of the Friday the 13th reboot. Let me show you. Friday the 13th reboot. I was doing a review of that, and this character here, Bree, there was a scene that I didn't even notice it, but it was in the background, and it was the adult scene, the sex scene, and it had the character Trent and Bree, doing their thing, but nothing was shown in it. He had her hand. They were both nude, but you could not see any genitals, any breasts. He had her hands over the breast, no nipples, nothing like that. You could see the edge of the breast, but there was no nudity, technically. Nothing, no private parts were showing or anything. And they claimed that I did that it was my second offense because I had made a title with a Miley Cyrus, which a video that is a thumbnail on YouTube. That's a badass looking Jason, by the way. Which a video that was on YouTube of Miley Cyrus. I used that for a thumbnail. That was my second offense, so they had taken down that thumbnail too, and then they banned me for a year. People, freedom of speech is a right. The government and big social media platforms should not have the right to just dictate to people and say, oh, you can't say this, you can't do this. Freedom of speech is a right. And let me tell you, United States viewers, if you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have a free country. I hate to break it to you, you don't. Because then it's going to be like North Korea. You can't decide how your hair is, you can't decide what you want to wear, and most importantly, you can't say what you want to say. Sure, it's one thing in a workplace if they say, oh, well, you can't say this because this is work. That's one thing. But out in public, on social media or out in public, you should be able to say whatever the hell you want. Now, you walk up and call a lady fat in public, or you say someone's stupid, you might get punched in the face, but still, you should have the right to do that, and it is your right. And let's hope that this stops and we don't have these situations and it's ever happening again. People dying like August Ames and Charlie Kirk, or people getting censored like these people. Let's just hope that never happens again. Please, everyone, please comment below. This would help a lot. Comment, I believe in freedom of speech. And like this video and share this video, because this video would be a big FU to people who don't believe in freedom of speech. Because when you don't have freedom of speech, you don't have a free country. Alright, everyone, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. As always, like, share, comment, favorite, and most importantly, please, please, please subscribe. Alright, everyone, please share this video and fight for freedom of speech. Stay safe. God bless you all, and I'll see you in the next video.